boy Big T don't miss.
Bang, 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 boy, shit break. On the hard thing, out of Alabama, you can add Nick say.
Now our feature presentation.
Yo, I done met a lot of niggas in my lifetime. You can't keep it real with everybody, my nigga. Everybody ain't solid, everybody ain't 100. For real. Stick to your motherfucking self. These niggas ain't what they say they is. Know that? Look. I do this shit for my brothers and everybody that done died for us. Niggas say they gon' ride, when the time came, they ain't ride for us. Hitting licks on some hot shit with the same click, you a 5 buzz. Niggas switched up like a bitch, so they'll die for you, but they lied to us. Make room for the real, all that other shit ain't got time for it. Mama still paying bills, till I get a meal, I'ma grind for it. Record labels all fake and gay, I won't sell my soul, I won't sign for it. Really cut from a different cloth, and new niggas only piss me off. Come around like they really down, but they only round if they mooching off you. Niggas pussy beat the coochie off them. Listen up when the truth is talking. Real niggas got morals, and the lame niggas don't hate. Rob, who take what? Bitch, I'm riding around with that cake. Riding around with that long K. Fuck a Draco, yeah, it's wartime. We ain't doing no drive-bys. If you try mine, we knocking doors down. I ain't saying I'm the biggest nothing, but if we got a problem, I'ma handle that. Loud talk gon' get crunny smacked. Turn this fat ass to a punching bag. Niggas saying it's on go when they see a nigga. Well, bitch, I'm a lunching pad. Hot shit for you fuck niggas. All love for the real niggas. Even if a nigga went blind and got paralyzed, I wouldn't feel niggas. See the pain in my city eyes that they traumatized and they still getting it. Forever smoke on Mac bands, long live smoking bean. But most of all, the one that hurt the most, goddamn nigga to the king. Wake me up, I know it's all a dream, but this real life and I'm stating facts. If I say this nigga, then I meant it, nigga. If it's out my mouth, I won't take it back. Rap niggas know what's going on. I'm the hottest shit since Tupac. I meant Tupac and I'm too hot. Nigga, you not, I'm a fuse box. Yeah, nigga, I control shit. Y'all ain't better than my old shit. Tell them folks on no shit, on oh shit, this bullshit. I done kept it too real, but never got it in return. It's fucked up how we live, well I guess it's what I gotta learn. And they ain't saying that I'm perfect, cause everybody got flaws. And they say the real in the graveyard or they locked up behind walls. Your closest homie can be your biggest hater and I ain't trusting shit, not at all. They laugh at you when you fall, get mad at you when you ball. They come around like they really down, but them niggas sour cut them off. Stand alone on your own team, be a grown man, that's a boss. I'm only here to get it real. If I ain't done it, I ain't speaking on it. Wake them up cause it's real. You can't learn shit cause you sleeping on me. Own homie tried to steal from me. The same one that said he killed for me. I never trust another soul going down that road, I be that kill something. Taking food out my kids' mouth will be the quickest way I catch a bid for something. Understand you gotta live for something, or you gon' die trying to live for nothing. Every dollar ain't meant to be chased, my nigga. Be patient, it's really coming. You don't work, you don't eat. I'm grinding hard, losing sleep. I'm taking drugs to take the pain away, but somehow this shit getting weak. And the fact that niggas so quick to try you in these streets and think it's shit sweet. Niggas fast, they gon' fleet. In the meantime, I found my own grind, I got my own shine, yeah, I spend my money on my own time. Bitch, I done kept it too real, but never got it in return. It's fucked up how we live, well I guess it's what I gotta learn. And they ain't saying that I'm perfect, cause everybody got flaws. And they say the real in the graveyard or they locked up behind walls. Your closest homie can be your biggest hater, they ain't trusting shit, not at all. They laugh at you when you fall, get mad at you when you ball. They come around like they really down, but them niggas sour cut them off. Stand alone on your own team, be a grown man, that's a boss.
What's going on with everybody, man? Salute to everybody in the building. It's your boy, the Alabama Hitter, and you are now tuned in to HitSquad TV. Yeah, man. Salute to everybody in the building, fam. I gotta say what's up to my dog Leo in the building. We got Nikolai in the building. We got Cake Ben Bake. Yeah, no doubt about it. We got Glenn Gray in the building. Yeah, bro, that's my little homie, Mike Bowman, man. He call himself Bo the Kid. Yes, sir. Straight out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, man. We got Big Stacks in the building. We got my dog Chevy Blue. What's going on with this shit? We got Mystery in the building. We got my dog Antonio in the building. Salute. Early in the building. We got my dog Can't Get Right in the building. Salute to you, big homie. Pleasure to see you in the chat, man. Glad you chose to rock out with us, man. I was in the bushes on your channel earlier, man. Yes, indeed. Salute to everybody that's in the building early with the squad, man. Nikolai said, smash the like button, fam, and folks in the bushes. Absolutely. Big G, what's going on with your home? Salute to you, Squizzle. What's the word? And my guy, OG Chevy Rider, what's popping? What's going on with y'all, man? So check it out, man. Whoo, we got to talk about this one. I said about a week ago, I brought y'all a story about this dude from Texas named David. I guess it's D4VD or D4VD, whatever the hell. You know what I'm saying? And it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. Can't get right. So I'm rocking with you tonight, homie. Hey, that's what it is, man. I appreciate you, dog. You know what it is. So, yeah, I told you about this cat from Texas named David. You know what I'm saying? One of the newer artists, you know, young dude. I think he about 20 years old. While he was on tour, one of his Tesla vehicles was found on an impound lot stinking. Now, I don't want to come off as incorrect, but at the time of this, I thought that it was said that the person in the Tesla was chopped up. I may be wrong. But now they're saying that the body was badly decomposed, and come to find out that the body was none other than a body of a teenager, a female teenager. Yeah. This gets crazier by the minute. Yeah. Dude did not come off a tour. They say he was cooperating with the people. But now he had to cancel a date and get with the people and see what's going on. We got to tap into this one. Big True That. What's going on with you, man? What's good, Hitter? Just tapping in for a sec. What's going on with you, man? Salute to you. We got ZK in the building. We got Real Talk with Tamara in the building. Salute to you. But yeah, we got to tap in with this one. Salute to you, ZK. This is a crazy story, and it's looking like it's gonna get even crazier, y'all. This is from what things are looking like right now, the R&B version of YNW Melly. Man, y'all lock in with your boy Hitter. Let's get into it.
On the coast, as we're both getting up.
Every song you made was made on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Yeah, portable studio.
Literally what? Band Lab is the
Band
app?
Lab.
Would you be able to show us like a little tutorial of how that works?
I got you.
And you're using like a little mic or what?
I got the studio with me. I got the studio
You don't
with me.
use it on the wire.
Yes, I do. Let's see if we can make a little jingle.
Vocal warm-ups, check.
I'm about to make the most corny song ever, but bear with me. Much music. Much music. That sounds like a State Farm commercial. Wait, hold on. I gotta stag it though. Much music. I'll tell you what I got so far.
Okay. This is not real.
Of an impounded car parked in a Hollywood tow.
So bro, super talented. You know what I'm saying? And that's the advantages that these kids have nowadays. We paying for blocks of studio time. They doing it on BandLab off their telephone. And that's how I believe some of your incarcerated artists like Stupid Duke and BG and some other people, when they were locked up, how they continue to make B.O. Lil Kenny. I think he did some music on BandLab, but it's crazy. Let's keep going, y'all.
Mario Ramirez has been following this story all morning. He has the very latest there. Mario.
Hey, good morning. And it was workers here at Hollywood Tow on Mansfield Avenue who noticed a strong odor coming from that vehicle where human remains were found, a decomposing body.
So this will be it, fam. Within the last 24 hours, shocking new details have surfaced about a decomposed body found in a Tesla that we told you about a couple days ago. Of course, we also mentioned that car was registered to a well-known singer. At first, it seemed like a confusing tragedy. Now the victim has been identified, and the truth is even darker than anyone had expected. Now, when this story first broke, even authorities couldn't give a straight answer. They told the public it was a child, then backtracked, saying it was an adult, only to confirm days later that the body belonged to a teenager. Reports now revealed that the victim was just 15 years old, a young girl who was considered missing for over a year since she was 14. But what makes this even more disturbing are the allegations surrounding the singer tied to this case. Sources claim he had known this girl since she was only 11 years old, which means he was allegedly messing with a minor. Now,
11 years old, y'all. 11 years old. And you know, with this newer generation, everything is documented. You know, group chats, Snapchat, Discord. They forever communicate through text. And these texts are going to be what inevitably I feel like gonna get this young dude jammed up, man.
Text messages and online chatter point to a secret connection between the two that's raising serious questions. Even having the missing teenage mom come out and say that her boyfriend's name was David. They had matching tattoos, which we'll later check out, but she didn't know the magnitude of David's career. And the fallout already has begun. Sponsors been left. But within the last day, the singer has reportedly canceled his upcoming shows, fueling speculation about what he knew and what he might be hiding. As the family mourned the loss of their daughter, the community left demanding answers, not just about how she ended up in that Tesla, but about the man who may have been far too close to her. Now, since we already talked about his rise to fame from Fortnite, today we talk about what since then. Music. Even me going back to listening to some of his music after finding out the month last year this young girl was missing, having a track released 1 month before and 1 month after, but some could say make a correlation. Today we break it down together, pay our respects to this teenager, and see where we stand today. It was allegedly yet to come for the singer. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it.
So they said that both of these cats, David and this young girl, Serena, both had tattoos on their index finger that simply read, "Shh." Like this is our little secret. But I'm telling you, this is crazy. And all roads lead to him. You know, people say, well, you know, it's been too long and the evidence and this, that, and the third. Man, this dude cooked. And I don't like to jump the gun like that, but this dude is cooked, fam. Y'all gonna see.
Wednesday, September 17, 2025, authorities have identified the body of a 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez inside a Tesla registered to singer David. After the details were revealed online, users have dug up the Discord chats with Celeste, seemingly hinting at their relationship. Now, to give a brief rundown, earlier this month, authorities discovered a decomposed body inside a Tesla registered to the singer/songwriter David, real name David Anthony Burke. The vehicle abandoned in Hollywood Hills was towed to an impound lot on September 8, 2025, after a foul odor was reported. On September 17th, the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner confirmed the remains belonged to 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who had been missing since April 2024. And forgive me for the earlier statement, she'd been missing since the age of 13. In the aftermath of the identification, Celeste's mother shared troubling details. She claimed that her daughter had spoken about having a boyfriend named David, but she didn't know exactly who he was. She pointed out that Celeste had a small sh tattoo, a design identical to the one David himself has, which some say David and Celeste's way of having a mutual understanding that they must keep their relationship and love connection on the hush. These revelations first sparked speculation that the artist and the teenage girl were romantically linked before her disappearance in 2024, and the Discord chats have now only added to suspicion. Now, when it came to the screenshots that's now circulating online, appear to show direct interactions between David and Celeste in Discord servers. In October 2022, Celeste would have been just 11 years old, and David is seen typing, "Celeste in here?" Question emojis. Moments later, a usher under the name Celeste responded, "Hi, David Bart." Many point to this as the earliest digital trace of their connection. Then 2 years later, fans discussed him dating Celeste in 2024 after another viral screenshot from March 2024 shows members of his Discord community openly discussing his love life. One user wrote, quote, "He has a girlfriend," end quote, while another added, quote, "Pretty sure he's dating right now," end quote. When pressed further, one clarified, "Yeah, skeleton emojis. Her name is Celeste." These casual remarks are now being cited as evidence that those close to him online already knew of their relationship. But did I do some research, fam?
And this is why you gotta be in your child's business. These folk met playing Fortnite. They talking on a Discord server where nobody can, get in except for folks that have invites. He been interacting with this young girl since she was 11 years old, fam. This is crazy. This is crazy.
And I noticed the same month that the mom had claimed that her daughter went missing, David dropped another song, which I can't lie, fam. Seems like he's talking about the story we got here today. It was a song dropped March 8th, 2024 titled "My House Is Not a Home" with over 10 million views. And it seemed like at the very beginning, he's giving a confession to his parents. And due to YouTube guidelines, we can't play the entirety, but I want you guys to hear what he's saying in these lyrics. In his first verse, he wrote, "Hello, I'm at your door again. I just needed a friend, but now I share a bed with you. Am I dumb to succumb to the noise? I'm not a little boy no more. I made stupid choices too. To my mother that I'm sorry. To my father, just the same. To my sister that her brother might as well gone insane."
That her brother might as well have gone insane.
And the chorus wrote, "But you never really cared about the way that everything turned out. You didn't want to fall in love. You're looking out for yourself now. It's starting to piss me off. I thought I had you figured out. Never thought you would call my bluff. Guess who belong to someone else now." But then 2 months later, allegedly 2 months since the disappearance of Celeste, David dropped a song titled "Feel It," May 16, 2024. On YouTube alone, it have over 36 million views and over 568,000 likes. In the very beginning of the video, he looks in the mirror of a car as he cuts his hair off, giving his fans a clear direction that they now have a fresh start, which is kind of crazy to say, looking back at the timeline in 2025.
What do you have in store? One life away we can't explore, but I don't want to get in the way no more.
Now, if that wasn't strange, in August of 2024, months after Celeste went missing, a message surfaced where a user told David to drop the one with missing girl Celeste Reves Hernandez during a conversation about his music. The chilling reference directly linked Celeste's disappearance to his work, leaving him spooked in the process. A screenshot of Celeste's Discord profile shows her as an active member since January of 2021. Carrying the role of the #1 fan within the community. The account remained active until early 2024, aligned with the timeline of her disappearance.
Man. And when she went missing, bro cut his hair, symbolizing a new start. You can't be this dumb to think you're going to do something like this and get away with it. Especially when all of these people are in your Discord chat. Bro got millions and millions of listeners monthly on Spotify. He a big deal. You know what I'm saying? He's just not in our bracket. He's not in our age bracket. But it's definitely a large group of people that listen to this cat. I would like to say probably 15 to 25 in age range. This is crazy, y'all.
Now here's the thing, fam. She was badly decomposed, and the official cause of death is still under review, with the coroner listing it as deferred, pending further tests. No charges has been filed against David as of yet, though his legal team has stated he's fully cooperating with authorities. Still, the combination of family claims, tattoo connections, and now the resurfaced Discord chats have fulfilled public outcry and speculation about what really happened.
Update right now on a disturbing story out of California, where Los Angeles police have identified badly decomposed human remains found inside of an impounded Tesla last week. Investigators say the car is registered to singer and songwriter David, who rose to fame with hits on TikTok. He was on tour when that body was found. A spokesperson says that he is fully cooperating with authorities. NBC News correspondent Liz Kreutz joins us now from Los Angeles with more details. Liz, where do things stand right now?
Yeah, Morgan, so a really sad update here. It's been over a week that investigators have now been trying to identify the body that was found inside this impounded Tesla here in Los Angeles. And authorities have now identified that person, and they say that it's a teenager who was inside that car. And they've identified this person as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas of Riverside County. And authorities have actually confirmed that this is a young woman whose family reported her missing last year. So she's been missing for over a year. She was 14 when she went missing. The medical examiner's office says that this young woman was wearing a tube top, black leggings, a yellow metal chain bracelet, and stud earrings. She was described as having wavy black hair and weighing around 71 pounds. A cause of death right now is still pending, but this was an incident that began last Monday on September 8th is when police were called to a tow company here in Los Angeles because of a foul odor that was coming from a Tesla. The car was impounded after a person had reported that it was an abandoned car. They say that, according to law enforcement sources, that her body was not intact. And that it appeared that she may have been dead inside that car for an extended period of time. And that law enforcement sources that her body was not intact, and that it appeared that she may have been dead.
What does that mean, fam? When I reported this to y'all last week, I told y'all that they said that this baby was chopped up inside of a bag and placed in this Tesla. They said that people in the neighborhood were complaining about the foul odors, and they inevitably towed the car to this lot where the people on the lot started complaining about the foul odors, and then they did a wellness check, and this is what has come of it. This is crazy work. Bro, they gonna bury this dude if convicted.
Inside that car for an extended period of time. We are out to law enforcement trying to get more details on this, on what they know as this investigation continues. And Morgan, a spokesperson for the artist David, said that he is fully cooperating, as you said, with authorities. He does have a scheduled performance on his tour here in Los Angeles this coming Saturday. Morgan.
All right, Liz Kreutz on the ground with that breaking news for us. Liz.
Now, with all the new information across TikTok, Twitter, and Reddit, users are calling the evidence disturbing and damaging, arguing that it points towards a relationship that began years earlier, when Celeste was legally a child. One user who shared the Discord chats had tagged LAPD and wrote, "David is innocent." One person writing in the comment, quoting, "She was 15, definitely not 18 plus. Just makes me feel David was hiding stuff for a while. Pretty obvious now." Another person writing, "Please send these to the FBI emergency tip line. If these are your screenshots, you have access to the server. They locked it down. A LAPD Twitter tag is not enough." Now, meanwhile, David has canceled his upcoming Seattle show amid the investigation. More details await, but he have an upcoming show this Saturday in LA. I'll be keeping you guys updated on the status of that as well, knowing this is the location where her remains, Celeste that is, was found. And the crazy part is that we mentioned this in the first video about a song that he released as his #1 song, where he got a woman who supposed to look like this young girl that's deceased in the video with hundreds of millions of views. Even performed it on a Jimmy Fallon show. I'll leave the link in the bio. But the fact he recorded and shot a music video and released it 72 hours after a young girl was reported missing. In a video that gives a confession as if he did something that made him look like the devil. It's a crazy story, fam. Some things, I just can't fathom. But as we get out of here, we want to say, once again, Celeste, rest in peace. young girl, and loving condolences to your family. And we send 11 prayers to anyone who was affected by the story we just talked about. You know what they say, fam? What's done in the dark always comes to the light. But here we are. A teenager's life was cut short. A family is in mourning. And a singer whose career is subtly in free fall being dropped from Crocs and Hollister. The big question remains, how exactly did this young girl lose her life? And will anyone be held accountable for what happened before and after her disappearance? I guess only time will tell. But this was the story of a singer who's now connected to a young girl who's been missing for over a year after she was identified by her odor and human remains being chopped up in a bag in the front trunk of his Tesla. I don't even know. Man, let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one. And rest assured, I'll keep you guys updated.
Man, listen, this is crazy work, y'all. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's disgusting. That's disgusting, fam. Bro career over with. Bro career is over with. Yeah, he can hang it up. He can absolutely hang it up because it's the new age kids, fam, where they have to leave context clues and hints to let you know that they did something. It's damn near another form of clout chasing, you know, making songs like romantic homicide and, you know, just crazy work, man. And now we get the messages of all of these Discord chats where he done been involved with this girl. She's known in the chat as the #1 fan. Yeah. Then she go missing. And been missing for, I want to say, a good year now. You know? And now they come to this. They done found this girl's body decomposed and separated from itself in a trash bag. Golly, boy, I tell you, I don't know what these kids be thinking about, fam. Yeah, that's different. That's different. You would think this would be something that somebody that participated in, you know, some type of psychedelic drugs would do, you know? I don't know this dude, Paz. I just know he's from Texas, but yeah. He is 20 and this girl would have been 15 years old. I think he got like 6 years on her. And they saying he was 11 when she was 11 when they first started talking. Whew. That's deep. That is deep, y'all. I ain't even gonna hold you. That is crazy. And how did the mother not know what the hell was going on, man? You know, when you that young and you getting tattoos, that need to be 1,000 questions asked. You know, not just, you know, trying to come across as a strict disciplinarian or nothing, but when a child comes through with, I don't care if it's just on her finger, what the hell is this? It seems like the parenting was super loose. And I may be wrong, but it sounded like the parenting was super loose. And when you have relationships with your kids, when you're trying to be more of a friend than a parent, a disciplinarian, somebody trying to guide their life in the right direction, things like this happen. You know, and I don't want to sound like I'm beating down on the parent too bad, because sometimes you can go to the fullest extent of your parenting and your child still go astray. But fam, this is wild. This is wild. I mean, everybody need to be questioned. The mother need to be questioned. You know, that's why you have to look when your kids are spending too much time on these games. Trust and believe. They either on Discord, they either got their phone going through. They got to talk to each other some way besides the chat on or the microphone on the headset. They either talking through Discord, Instagram, Messenger. You got to check that shit, man, because you don't know who your family is interacting with. You know? Wow. Or how old they are. He went from unknown to known as hell. Yeah, he had a cult following, and it was savage. I ain't gonna, you know, if this is his work, it's savage as hell, and he need to be prosecuted to the furthest extent of the law. You know, golly, serial in the making. I agree. Yes, please hit the like button, gang. If y'all would hit the like button. Just hit the like button for your boy, man. If y'all feel like supporting, you can definitely support. Hit that like button. It will help out tremendously. You know, my son had to ask me for a tattoo in high school. No, sir. Wait till you grown. Do you know what tattoos represent? Hell, I don't even have one. Now, I have tattoos. I don't have a lot of them, but I have a couple tattoos. But ain't no way in the hell you finna get one in high school. Nah. You know how dumb kids are in high school? And that's not saying nothing derogatory towards kids. But each and every one of y'all can look back into your high school years and think about some of the dumb stuff that you thought was super cool. Some of the stuff that you just thought, you know, saying you couldn't live without. Some of the stuff that, you know, you was locked in with and you felt like this was it. Not even to live 2-3 more years and be like, damn, that was the weirdest shit ever. What the hell was I thinking? Some of the relationships I was in high school and the reasons why you was in some of the relationships. You like, man, I was crazy as hell back then. Yeah, you being a follower, but you hate being called a follower. Yeah, you just being a follower, but hate being called a follower. Yeah. So, hell no. You're not putting no ink in your skin at that age. Because I'm guaranteeing you it's going to be something that you're going to regret later. You get in your 20s and your mind starts, you know what I'm saying, getting a little shake to it, and you done lived a little bit. If you still want to make that decision, hey, that's on you. You your own person, that's on you. But I'm responsible for you until then. And until then, nah, we not having that shit, man. Period. This young girl was 15. God dang. But I tell you, that's different. That's different. Prayers for that young girl's soul. Prayers for her family, you know. But this is a crazy story. And for some reason, y'all, I'm telling you, I feel like it's just gonna get more and more wild. More things are gonna come out as it relates to this singer David. What's going on, Enroll? Salute to you. Salute to you, fam. Man, I did want to touch on another subject that, you know what I'm saying, is not as serious as the one that we just got through looking at. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll take this route. Yeah, we'll take this route right here. All right. So, I don't know if y'all seen everything that's been going around on social media as far as Adrien Broner and Cameron and Mace. Adrien Broner was brought on to Come and Talk to Me, which is the show with Cameron and Mace and Stat Baby, basically to talk about the Bud Crawford and the Canelo fight that happened on Saturday. Man, they brought AB in there. Lord have mercy. You know, veteran boxer, Awful human being though. Veteran boxer, awful human being. And they had to stop the interview mid-interview because of the fact that one, Adrien Broner was inebriated. Two, he was making all type of passes at Stat while her boyfriend was in the studio. We got to get to it, man. We're going to Flacco, man. Let's go.
Going on with Adrien Broner. I don't know if it's CTE, if it's drug abuse, but something is going on with Adrien Broner. So Adrien Broner was apparently being paid to show up to do Cameron and May's podcast. He shows up clearly either inebriated, either high out of his mind, or the CTE is running rapid. But he showed up not himself. And the scariest part about it, he was talking about future fights. He's in no state to be fighting anybody right now. But he shows up and he overstays his welcome and eventually gets kicked out for being inappropriate. So when he first got on, he starts to hit on the host of the show, Stat Baby, who, by the way, is in a public relationship with an AMP member called Chris Next Door, homies of Kai Cenat. So he starts.
Yeah, so if you don't know about AMP, they like run the internet, live streamers, Kai Cenat, Chris Next Door, Duke Dennis, all them cats. You catch them on Twitch. Got stupid crowds doing crazy numbers, you know, in that same lane with I Show Speed. Mr. J, what it do?
To hit on her, and initially everybody thought it was funny. Cameron is laughing, Stat Baby is laughing, Mace is laughing, and it's all good.
So when I see you taking off some time,
I'm mesmerized by Stat.
This nigga here, bro.
I did not know you looked that good in person.
Thank you. Because why does everybody tell me that? Like, I don't know how to take that.
This is where they went wrong. You don't laugh at a crackhead's joke because that's positive reinforcement to keep doing the bit. It's kind of like the where my hug at dude. You don't give the where my hug at dude a hug because that's positive reinforcement for him to keep pushing his luck versus the hug. Now is where my kiss at. Now where my coochie at.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying. The weird niggas be doing that all the time. Hey, yo, where my hug at? You know what I'm saying? Then they gonna press it. They gonna press the line. You know what I'm saying? Give a nigga an inch, he want to take a mile. Give a nigga that rope, he want to be a cowboy. That's just how it go.
You shut it down from the get-go. They didn't do that with Adrien Broner, and they had Adrien Broner thinking the hitting on Stat Baby shtick was actually funny and a good part of the show.
Now you gassing it?
No. It's just like if somebody tells you that you look better in person than on camera, then it's like, damn, do I look bad on camera? Like you would think that about yourself too.
No, but you look so good in person.
Thank you.
For
I
real.
appreciate that.
Hey, what do you think about the
You like that singer.
What's the singer name, baby?
Man, hey, you look like that singer, and you know who I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure you heard it before.
If you're gonna say Coco Jones,
Yes.
then I've been told that a lot.
Yeah.
Coco Jones?
You look dead on her.
Hey,
that boy can't. That boy Mason Betha. That boy got a grill on him, Jack.
The welterweight division.
Yeah.
What do you think about it right now?
What you waste that?
I'm not gonna say my weight on camera.
Yeah, that's like crazy.
I'm not gonna answer that. No, I'm the weight I'm supposed to be. But the welterweight division.
Right.
See, that's the point. That's the problem. You laughing. What's up with it, Herb? Y'all keep laughing and making him comfortable with what he's saying, and he gonna keep coming. He gonna keep coming, man. Cam look good for 50. Hey, salute to Cam. Damn, Cam 50 for real? Okay. Hey, man. Shout out to Omaha. He is the illest nigga in Nebraska.
Stat. I love you. I God, I'm sorry. My bad, y'all. My bad. The welterweight division though is everybody moving up.
Positive reinforcement. Now the boyfriend is present. Chris Next Door is actually in the studio somewhere backstage. Now, do I feel like Chris Next Door is intimidated by Adrien Broner in terms of Adrien Broner may be able to steal his girl? I don't know. Probably not, right? At this point, Adrien Broner ain't really a millionaire no more. Adrien Broner ain't super up, kind of drugged out. That don't strike me as the type of guy that Stat Baby will want to date. So I don't feel like he's too intimidated, but it's all about a respect thing, you feel me? Right? Like you would expect your girl to shut it down from the very get-go. But because your girl has a show to do, it's kind of up to Cameron and Mace to kind of shut it down for her. But it didn't get shut down. It continued, right? So what we began to see is whenever Adrien Broner didn't want to answer a question, Adrien Broner would just resort back to hitting on Stat. So Cameron will ask Adrien Broner about his current relationship with Tank and Floyd. He answered it perfectly for Tank, but then when it came to Floyd, he went back to hitting on Stat Baby.
I get ready to get into some football. My last question is, where's your relationship at today with Tank and Floyd?
Tank will always be my baby brother. That's my baby brother, man. Right. You know, last time I seen him though, that made me cry, man.
Why is that? How?
We was
Tank Davis is who we talking about.
He didn't know I was there. He was at the casino in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't know I was there. I grabbed him and we hung together all night with pause. But we was together all night, and then he dropped me off. He dropped me off. And but before I got out of the car, he said, "Here." He gave me every dime he had on him. That shit made me cry because I used to do the same shit for him.
That's what's up. Yeah, y'all at the TV show 25-8, all that shit. I know that's your brother, absolutely. And what about with Floyd? Okay, I guess we can move on to football then.
Stat, oh my God.
Just Stat, let's do the football. I guess that answered the question about Floyd.
Okay.
You see Cameron getting progressively more annoyed, and I think it's like a mixture of things. First off, the Stat Baby thing, her boyfriend is here, man, chill, you're making it awkward. Secondly, Cameron is agreeing to pay him for an interview. Now, Cameron brought Adrien.
Belt, what it do? Salute to you. Going on with you, home? We just running through some content, man. Appreciate you for rocking out with us tonight, man. For real. Y'all sub to Bimp Loke, St. Louis vet. Whole lot of dragging going on over there with my dog Bimp Loke. For real.
Broner and on the show, like surprisingly or unexpectedly, because Cameron was expecting like a major interview. But Cameron was expecting for Adrien to be Adrien and give him an Adrien Broner interview. But Adrien Broner came subdued, high, inebriated, like out of his mind. So Cameron is already annoyed that he's not getting the interview he's getting. And then he kind of feels like Cameron is playing with him. Sorry, Adrien is playing with him. So then Cameron calls out Adrien for what he would believe is Adrien Broner ducking questions and using Stat as like a buffer.
Stat.
I think you deflect when I ask a question you don't want to answer the Stat. And try to go to Stat because you don't want to answer the question. If you don't want to answer the question, it's cool because you presented it because we was going to move on. But then you said, I know the real Static. So now you're leaving a cliffhanger. I guess, can we talk about the real Static or do we need to move on?
Stat.
Guess that means move on. You don't want to talk about
there ain't no commercial breaks, but yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
No, I would never. I mean, you know.
Cameron finally goes from annoyed to stepped in and checked Adrien Broner.
So this is what happened. They got a person that they beam in to talk about Cincinnati Bengals football, whatever. Young chick named Arabia, who was very well versed in NFL football. So while Arabia is talking, they own AB. Like, listen, bro, her dude here, she not interested. Please stop flirting with her on camera. You know what I'm saying? So they get that out the way, and Arabia finishes her spiel, and lo and behold, they go back to AB.
Now he checks Adrien Broner because they brought in this other lady who I believe she's married to an NFL player because I've seen her Instagram page, but she talks sports. She's like an NFL analyst. So they brought her on to talk about the NFL. She starts going in doing her spiel, and Adrien Broner brings it back to Stat. Now at this point, he's making not only like Stat uncomfortable, but he's making Cam uncomfortable now because Cam invited him unexpectedly, and Cameron feels like it's on him, like to kind of calm down Adrien and give him a warning to stop bringing up Stat or stop hitting on Stat.
But really good football chats. I feel energized and ready to talk about week 2.
That's what's up.
Arabia, is that a real background?
Hey, Stat, could you stop smiling? Can you stop smiling?
Arabia is...
Nah, yo, bro, some G, yo, bro, some G shit. We gotta have boyfriend here, yo.
Oh, shit.
I told you that.
My bad.
Nah, like it's all like. Pause the show for a minute. Like I love your energy and the shit.
My bad.
Your energy good, but there gotta be a limit with it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? All right. Yeah. And trust me, I love you. You know you my brother. I'm just saying it was cool, but her boyfriend here.
Cam just checked me.
Nah, you my brother. I'm saying like, yo, what type of brother? What type of brother I'm gonna be if her boyfriend here and you, like it's of course you know Stat look good, but it gotta be a limit, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta stop that
shit. Yeah, it's all good. All right. Sorry about that, Nick.
I'm all right.
All right. Sorry about that. And I ain't trying to come at you, but that's my sister too. So
yeah.
All right.
So he got fair warning. You know what I'm saying? This nigga will not stop. Relentless. I don't know what he on, what he been sipping on, but he taking it there, pressing the line. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hit the like button, fam.
All right, yo.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll bring Arabia back in.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if nobody could tell based on how Adrien was answering questions and slurring his words. Adrien was not in his right state of mind. Like, he was clearly gone. I don't know what Cameron was attempting to achieve, or if he thought that telling a man who's already not in his stable of mind, hey, bruh, chill, cut it out. Hey, bruh, apply reasoning to the situation. And he was going to apply reasoning. But Cameron gave him the warning, hey, bruh, stop it. Stop it. It didn't work. All right, because as soon as they began to talk about Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, Adrien Broner went right back to hitting on Stat, right, to shooting his shot at Stat, knowing her boyfriend was in the building after they warned him. Now, do I feel like Adrien would have done this if he was probably a sober mind? Probably not, which is why you probably don't invite people on a podcast who are already, I don't know, inebriated, who are already, let's say, on drugs. You know, you kind of want to keep those people off the podcast, right, for their own good and for your own good, so you can...
I disagree. A lot of times people need a little sauce to loosen up. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're not in front of an audience, just the fact that they're in front of an internet audience sometimes have people tight. You might sip a little something and, you know what I'm saying, hop out and do your thing. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but bro been, he been throwing them back, and you can tell.
Avoid situations like this, yeah, but Adrien went right back to hitting on Stat, and that's when Cameron had enough and told him, get out, get the F out.
And ended up winning the game. But this Joe Burrow injury, unfortunately, a lot of it is on the organization.
Okay, hey, because we said Mama Cincinnati Bengal fan too, so you got it first.
I can't talk. I mean, all right, you told me to stop.
This nigga can't control himself. This is crazy.
My bad, bro. You're amazing.
All right, hey, we gonna have to ask you to go, my nigga. I mean, I have to ask you to go, man. I'm gonna pay you for your time, for being here. I appreciate you. I love you, my nigga.
I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, no. I can't. I asked you the first time. I don't have no problems with you. But I'm gonna pay you for your time. But you can't violate, bro. I told you that.
I'm not, though. I'm not.
Nah, I told you niggas boyfriends in here. You know when my brother
Shit, my bad, bro. My bad.
Nah. But I appreciate your time.
It's me. It's me.
Nah, I mean, well, if you want to wait for us outside, you could. But I'm not gonna sit in and not value your time neither.
You did right.
That's why I love you, Cam. You a good nigga, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. You want to wait for me? Good, but I appreciate it, bro. You gotta jump out. Thank you, man. Well, yeah, no problem.
Honestly, watching this interview, I know Adrien was the villain in his interview, but it's hard not to feel bad for Adrien Broner, bro.
Niggas don't feel bad for Adrien Broner, fam. I'm sorry. Adrien Broner been an asshole for a long time. And just being honest, it's bad to see him look like this. He looked like a shell of himself, fam. But yeah, that was absolutely supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? They hit him out with a little bread and sent him on his way.
There was a point in time, and a lot of you guys may be too young to remember, there was a point in time where Adrien Broner was on path to have a surefire Hall of Fame boxing career. He was considered the next Floyd Mayweather. His trash-talking game was on point. Adrien Broner was on pace to make $400, $500 million in his career. Adrien Broner was set up for generational wealth. But Adrien Broner chose being a street ninja over being a boxing legend. He went back to the block, back to the streets, was hanging with nefarious characters, was heavy into drugs, wasn't taking boxing seriously, smoking, drinking, wasn't disciplined. And now Adrien Broner sacrificed the Hall of Fame boxing career, the generational wealth, for what he is right now, where Adrien Broner having a hard time paying his bills, Adrien Broner having a hard time taking care of himself and his responsibilities. Adrien Broner is in and out of jail. Right, he got to get these low-level fights that ain't probably paying him $20,000. I don't know, man. This is just sad, bro. But let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? Do y'all believe that Adrien Broner was out of pocket? Did he deserve to get kicked out? Let me know in the comment section, okay?
Yeah, he definitely deserved to get kicked out. Definitely deserved to get kicked out. Bro was on some other stuff, and I hate to see him like that, man. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the cats we used to look at coming up, you know. Broner was that guy, you know what I'm saying? Come to the ring, brushing his hair, you know what I'm saying, had the waves, you know what I'm saying, throwing haymakers, knocking niggas out. But nowadays, you know what I'm saying, you lose a step and, you know, age caught up with him. All type of weird accusations of him trying to holler at, you know, girls that's not even in two ballparks of his age range, you know, just weird stuff. And this whole thing with Stat was creepy as hell too. Not gonna hold you. But yeah, it's hard some niggas make it hard for you to feel sorry for them. If we just, you know, keeping our whole stack. Some niggas make it hard for you to feel sorry for them. Yeah. Flacco, when you and quit fighting. Yeah, now that's a good question. I'm gonna tell you. Some niggas make it hard for you to feel sorry for them. And a lot of niggas don't want you to feel sorry for them. This guy right here is one.
I mean, Rico's or the star rapper, the young thug of the situation, or the Lucci is like actually
what's up?
Ordering stuff, never mind driving people around to do stuff. And like when you look at Gotti, it's kind of like, oh, I feel like you're someone who you've seen the game, you've been watching it play out for all these years, and you don't want to end up in that situation. So you make sure that you stay very far away from any kind of street shit.
Yeah, for sure. He you know, his upbringing was, I guess it served him right, and I guess in certain, you know what I'm saying, instances, you know, he seen it all at an early age, you know. So, you know, I think if I want to correct me if I'm wrong, I think his mom went to prison, federal prison, maybe one of his aunts or something like that, or whatever. So, you know, he always been around, and he knew the streets at an early age, I'm sure, you know, because it's right there. So I'm sure he know the do's and don'ts. He probably learned them sooner than a lot of other people did.
So you are forming this relationship with Juk and everything, but did you have a relationship with Dolph prior to this, or how well did you know him?
I mean, me and Dolph didn't have a relationship where I wake up on the phone and call him, hey, what up, bro? What you got going on? And pull up on me. It wasn't nothing.
What'd he say about Stanley, fam? I didn't hear that. What did he say about Stanley? Stanley Govan. My boy got the mustard on. Dang. That's a weird color. It don't jive with your complexion, Quet. You know what I'm saying? Just off rip, it do not jive with your complexion, man. Thought he doesn't know Gotti. No, he just a fan, and he just, you know, this is things that he learned, you know, growing up. He never had any interaction with Gotti. You know what I'm saying?
And like that, it was, if I had some good weed in Orange Mound that they didn't have necessarily access to at that time, in Castalia, there's been times when he's called me and I've called him when he's had a certain grade of marijuana or strand that I didn't have. And, you know, so, you know, yeah, we've done those type of transactions for sure. And,
okay.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, Big Daddy O, the leader of Paper Route, good dude. Know him personally. Been in them rooms hustling all night with, you know, doing what we had to do.
But so are you thinking, like, by aligning yourself with Juk and Straight Drop and this sort of CMG side, that you're naturally going to kind of become at odds with PRE and Dolph? Or are you thinking, like, I'm just doing business, so I'm not going to really be seen as being...
Yeah, it was more so, you know, because I never was interested in getting... I ain't want the fame that came with it. I just wanted my name on that contract where I get my percentage.
Right.
You know, I don't want to be Diamond Dash or none of that. You know, I just wanted to be able to take care of me and my kids for the rest of my life and generate some wealth and income for my kids and their kids. So, you know, that was my plan. I ain't never want to move around. I ain't never want to be on Vlad. I ain't never want to be on no Jumper. And I'm a big fan of the show. You know what I'm saying? Follow it for sure, because I'm a hip hop, you know, I come from the era, so.
But some people end up in this position, and some people, the whole goal is to become a media personality or to do enough beefing or enough controversy that they could end up on a show like Vlad or No Jumper. You were just trying to do business, make some money, and then you ended up in the situation where people like us wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, correct. You know, and at the same time, you know, I always been, I who don't like money. And so, you know, if it's a situation where I could potentially capitalize off of negativity, then I'm gonna do it, you know, so.
Why would you even say that you're going, if you got a situation where you can capitalize off of a man being gunned down, then you gonna do it? That's cold right there. That's cold. That line right there is cold, fam. You got it though. You got it.
I've been seeing a little, you know, backlash and people saying things about my channel, my YouTube channel, which is at quitpics.com. And so, you know, they can be upset or whatever, but at the end of the day, I feel like if they was in my shoes, they would do the same thing, you know. It fell in my lap. I didn't go looking for it or whatever. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is kind of weird because you're like famous for something that you didn't do and that you weren't found, that you were at least not found guilty of. But it's like inevitably, like, some percentage of people are going to view you as essentially taking credit for the charges that you beat by doing media, talking about all the charges that you beat. It's kind of like a tricky role for you to be in, huh?
Well, yeah, for the ones that think like that, I think they should, maybe watch the Vlad interview. I ain't never been a goofy to take credit for something that I played no parts in. I absolutely, positively didn't have anything to do with the murder of young Dolph. I'm gonna give you an example, and I ain't get this to Vlad. I've been in the streets a long time, right? I think you could say I probably jumped off the porch maybe when I was 16 or something like that. I was gambling before then, but I wouldn't necessarily call that jumping off the porch. I started getting money, started like dealing drugs maybe when I was 16. And with that being said, I was probably, when Dolph got killed, I probably was maybe 41 or some shit like that. I mean, I've been in the streets a long time. What idiot, gonna go on a drill, conspire to kill someone as famous as young Dolph and agree to park the car across the street from his house?
It just happened. You niggas didn't draw out a foolproof execution plan. It just happened. Man, listen, I believe everything Cornelius said. I don't believe nothing that you saying. Even though you beat it, salute to you. I don't believe nothing you said.
Like, some shit just don't make no sense.
That is not what you do. You burn the car, destroy the car.
I've been on this street 40 years plus. Know everybody on the street, from the older people, the younger people, everybody. Why would I park the car across the street from my house while I sell drugs?
You're saying that that's something that some knuckleheads who did this might do, but it's definitely not something that you would have. If you were a part of the conspiracy,
ain't no way
you would have told them to do it a lot smarter than they did.
Even if I advised them or didn't, ain't no way that car coming back across the street from my house.
All right, let me ask you about that. So when the shooting did happen, the white Benz went viral, and we seen pictures of it outside of I guess people was calling it a trap. So you saying that was your home outside across the street was where you was living at?
Well, the yard that the car was found in,
yeah,
my spot was directly across the street from it. So,
and that was such a smoking gun when that information came out that we were like, oh, now we know exactly how this situation played out.
Yeah, and you would think that, especially if you don't know the dynamics of my street that I grew up on.
Yeah.
Like, I had a god brother at one point named Bobby Carter, and he's deceased now. That's how I met Cornelius, through him. He brought him around.
So Bobby Carter was his people. So, yeah, let's keep going.
And with that being said, Cornelius was on that street before I was even released from prison, based off of, Bobby. He had a pass to be over there on the strength of Bobby. So he didn't need me to be on the street chilling or whatever the case may be. So when the car was parked at that location, if you don't necessarily know that he had a relationship with Bobby prior to me, you don't know. The only reason you think he might park that car on the street is based off of me, of me and his relationship. But he was on that street before I even got released from prison. And that was with Bobby.
You knowing both Straight Drop and Cornelius, why would they park that car there if you just had to guess?
If what was reported is true as it relates to him being shot, I just think they panicked, maybe. From what he testified to, he said Justin was shot, grazed as well.
In the shoulder or
in the back or something, I think. And if that's the case, you know, if you just coming off a drill or a high profile drill like that, both of y'all shot, I just think they panicked and wasn't thinking. You know, that's the only sense I could make of it, you know.
Your lawyer said it didn't happen. Neither one of these boys was shot. There was no blood in the car, right? Damn. Now that you done beat it, you just going against everything your lawyer said. That is crazy work to me.
Because they shot multiple music videos. Straight Drop had multiple music videos in that same yard of the house. So everyone was like, why would you?
Well, I wouldn't say multiple. He only
at least one of them.
He had one.
All right.
And yeah. And so, you know, with that being said, if you got a video that you shot in that yard, you just made more sense of it, Remo. Why would you park the car you just killed Dolph in the same yard where you shot a video with? That's panic. That's the only thing that I could think of. I done been in them situations before, you know, so it's like everything happening fast, you know, so, you know, and it definitely wasn't a conspiracy, because if it was, they would have had something better than that, you know.
Outside of Bobby, what was you and Cornelius's relationship? How did y'all start getting around each other and build a better bond?
You saying before Bobby introduced me to him, or you saying or after?
Outside of him, because you said you met him through your cousin. So like y'all obviously grown your own relationship.
I met him through my god brother, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And you know, so he was addicted to pills, you know what I'm saying, X pills or whatever the case may be. I had access to him. You know, I always been a hustler.
What up, Scott?
You know, it's my past life. I don't sell drugs and nothing like that no more. But that was the only relationship that I had with him. You know, he would come over, buy pills. You know, he might buy weed every blue moon or whatever the case may be. He just started calling me big bro for whatever reason. I guess just on the strength of Bobby. But if it wasn't for Bobby, I wouldn't even never met that dude. I mean, he's a bum. I mean, a junkie. I wouldn't have never had no type of dealings with him, period.
Because I did hear you say on Vlad. So all right, so you and Jook had the meeting with Straight Drop.
Correct.
At your house. And during that time, or during the meeting, Cornelius happened to walk up to your house and knock on the door. And he actually told you, he was like, you heard he's out here trying to kill Gotti. But you said you didn't want to bring that to Jook's attention at the time, so you just disregarded what he said. And I guess, I don't know, you served him.
Where you heard it from, Remo?
On the Vlad TV interview you just did.
Yeah.
You said on the Vlad TV, when Straight Drop was there.
I thought you said, no, I ain't saying you lying.
Yeah.
You definitely heard it. I thought maybe I thought you said you got it out of Discovery or something like that.
No, I heard you say.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how that went. And, you know, to get Jook over to talk about some music, you know, was a feat in itself. Right. You know, Jook ain't gonna pull up in the ghetto for anybody.
So every time he says music, y'all just replace that word with hit, and then it'll start to make a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
And so when Cornelius, when I was approached with this, for one, I thought it was a lie, because I never heard of Dolph trying to do anything to Gotti at that point. I done heard of the shit the other way around. And two,
what, CMG putting hits on Dolph? Okay, because that would technically be the other way around.
Jook hadn't said nothing to me about no beef or Dolph trying to kill his brother. So why would I go back in there and bring up this weird ass conversation and take a chance on running him off on the potential business deal? I didn't want to take that risk.
Yeah.
You're probably thinking this is a nightmare because he might just get up and leave, spaz out on the dude. There's all kinds of bad shit.
One, I'm thinking, this a pill head. He don't know what the hell he talking about. With me being so, I guess, in tune to the streets, I'm thinking I would hear that before he would have. And by me not having heard it at that point, I'm thinking if I go back in here and say something to Jook about this, And let's just say, if it ain't true, you're gonna be like, who are these weird ass outside saying this goofy ass shit? I don't need to be over. I might not need to be over here.
Yeah.
I might need to roll. So I didn't want to take the chance, and I ain't say nothing to him about it. I came back in. We finished talking about.
Hey, huge shout out to Everything 420.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We ain't finished. Let's see. Let's see here, y'all. Let's go here. Yeah. We ain't finished. Yep.
Found out that young Dolph got shot at Makita's Cookies.
I was actually headed to my brother's car lot, and I had to go and holler at him about a vehicle. So I was going down Lamar and Crump at that time.
And how did you hear it? Was it on the news or like tweets or
social media? My phone started buzzing. I started getting a couple calls.
Gang, don't this sound like, okay, we know this is an interview, but as you listen to these questions, this shit sound way more like an interrogation than an actual interview. I mean, just straight up. The interview portion was at the very beginning when he was talking about Lil Flip and all them folks. This sounds way more like an interrogation. Just check it out.
Or whatever. And so yeah, that's how I found out.
And then instantly, you probably seen the viral pictures because I seen you say on Vlad, because initially, Straight Drop and them didn't get charged with it at first, but you said the streets were already trying to charge them or not charge them, but saying that Cornelius and Straight Drop had something to do with it. And you were seeing that on the internet, like seeing the pictures outside of the house and everybody trying to say Straight Drop had something to do with it because he shot the music video there. Is that where you was getting that information from? Just the social media, people saying that because of that?
Yeah, for sure. You know, social media, you know, that shit spread like wildfire, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, like I said, I started getting calls or whatever, and from other people seeing things on social media that I wasn't seeing. And so yeah, it was more so, and then the things that I was seeing, it was more so related to Straight Drop because Cornelius basically was a nobody. You know, so whatever I seen in the beginning, it wasn't nothing Cornelius. It was just Straight Drop.
And how many days was it before Straight Drop started becoming basically the number one suspect in the eyes of the YouTubers and the community?
Shit,
that same day.
It was the same day. Okay,
that same night.
Yeah.
So from your perspective, I'm assuming that you weren't thinking, "Oh, I'm going to get charged with this." You were probably just thinking, "Damn, I wanted to sign him." And I thought this was going to be a great opportunity, and it seems like he fucked that opportunity up.
In the beginning, of course, I'm not thinking that I'm going to get charged, you know, because I know in my heart that I had nothing to do with it. When I started to have concerns is when my previous attorney that I had before Manny, he reached out to me on Super Bowl and called me early in the morning and was like, Govan.
Listen to this. Tell me if this shit don't sound like the insurance man in the late great Thaddeus Matthews.
What you got going? I said, I'm just at the house, Massey. What's going on? And he said, I want you to meet me in my office. I said, you do know it's Super Bowl Sunday, right? And he said, yeah, come on. We're not going to take long. So I pulled up on him. And we're in the office, just me and him. We sit down. And he said, Govan, I've been hearing a lot of rumblings downtown about this young Dolph case. Are you going to need me? And I looked him in his eye and told him, I said, need you for what? Like, I ain't had nothing to do with it. I told him the part I played as it relates to the music. And he was just like, you know, well, I just wanted to talk to you and see if we needed to get ahead of this thing. And no, we don't need to get ahead of nothing because I ain't had no parts in it. So, from me going through the legal system, throughout my unfortunate drug career, I know I could tell that he was sent to do that, my attorney.
Meaning the cops sent him there? Because I was thinking like, oh, he just heard this rumor because he's so close to the justice system.
See, I'm gonna tell you, the lawyers, that was one of the main reasons why I went and got an attorney from out of town. Everybody is like a buddy system. Everybody got a relationship. From the lawyers to the DAs, the prosecutors, they all eat lunch together, they play golf together, and whatever else they do together. And so, he was, in my opinion, sent by, because I don't want to throw nobody under the bus, but he was sent by someone who had high interest in the Dolph case, in the prosecution part of it, from someone.
So do you think that
sound like Paul Hagerman to me? What y'all think? He's saying Massey was sent by Paul Hagerman to ask him, did he need to get in front of things as it relates to the Dolph case? Did you have any involvement? And what comes next is crazy. Let's get into it.
somebody essentially sent him to...
Hey, hit the like button, y'all. What the like count looking like before we go forward? What the like count looking like, gang? 59 likes, man. Come on, let's try to get us 100 likes in here, man. Let's try to get us 100 likes, man. If y'all can donate to the channel, please donate to the channel. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Quick can fool the jury, but he can't fool me or street folks. Nigga, you was involved. I said what I said. Yeah, I think so too. That's just me though.
Sniff out if you were guilty. Like he wanted him to try to just ascertain as much information as he could get.
What I think the expectations were that if Massey say something to me about it in the beginning and they offer me a chance to get ahead of things, that I would go ahead and basically cooperate, so to speak, and try to get immunity. That's what I was offered in the beginning.
Okay. So if you had said in that meeting and he said, do I have anything to worry about? And if you had said, like, listen, I'm gonna keep it real, I paid them to go do this, how do you think that conversation would have went? You think he would have tried to basically like give you immunity to just spill the beans on the other people?
Well, he had already told me that, that he had talked to someone and they said that if I knew what they wanted to hear, that they would give me immunity. But I didn't know what they wanted to hear. So there's no way that I could have got immunity, even if I wanted it.
It's kind of a wild idea to give immunity to the guy who paid for it and directed it, but then prosecute the shooters.
Because it wasn't.
That's how they do it. Man, shout out to Chevy Blue for the cash app. I appreciate you, loved one. For real, I appreciate you. Good looking out, fam. Yeah, that's how they do it. Especially when they got bigger fish to fry, so to speak. Money hungry, going to get him and his folks jammed up. Not all money, good money. He willing to sign 10 years, Dolph family decline. Oh, but he was going to sign it. So, what is you really saying?
Even, listen, when I got indicted, they told me, like, we don't even want you. Like, I was a casualty of war.
Right.
Like, it wasn't me that they was concerned with. You know, they know I had no, like, the people that was invested in that case know that I had no personal beef with Dolph.
Right.
They know that. What it is to reach their goal and to get what they want, they had to get in bed and believe the lies of a junkie pill addict that's saying and twisting everything that had 4 years to lay in a cell on 23 and 1 and twist things and make them sound good for the prosecution to try to free himself.
Well, he sure made him sound good. He ain't wavered from what he said from one trial to the next, in my opinion. Bruce said it's just weird. Everybody off the rip pointed straight dropping. Nobody pointed cornball out the day after the unalive, and Quet was the next to be found in involvement. Well, I'm gonna say this. Straight Drop was a rapper. Straight Drop was Trula Mafia. Straight Drop moved around with 8 Gang. He's a very popular person in Orange Mound and in Memphis as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you heard Straight Drop name and you didn't hear Cornelius' name, because Cornelius was, you know what I'm saying, a 30-plus-year-old junkie. You feel me? Yeah, that's crazy, though. Kimberly, what's the word? Salute to you.
When you said they said they didn't want you, who do you think they wanted?
Juke and Gotti.
Yeah, that's what everyone was saying. They were trying to use you to connect Juke and Gotti to the situation.
But you can't use me to connect Gotti to nothing.
Boy, say it with more passion. I don't think you can say it with no more passion than that. Bro was given a shot at having immunity to give up Gotti. Andrew is what he's saying. And he said he was not gonna do it.
Saying they were trying to use you to connect Juke and Gotti to the situation.
But you can't use me to connect Gotti to nothing, because I never had no relationship with Gotti. We ain't never rode to the store together, you know, ever. And just keeping it all the way G, I'm talking about like, and this on my kids. The only time I can remember having a conversation with Yo was over the phone years ago, and he had the little rap group. I forget the name of them little niggas. I think one of his name was Chris or Christyle or something, but he had like a little rap group. But anyway, I had some words with one of his artists, and I think at the time it was about a young lady, a girl, and I had said a few things or whatever, and I guess the artist had went back and said something, and Gotti knew some people that I know, and they reached out and put us on the phone. And this was before Gotti blew up, you know, or whatever the case may be. I think this was around the time, maybe right before he signed with Birdman or whatever the case. And he just reached out and was asking me, you know, what was going on, you know, and, you know, could it be worked out or whatever? And of course it could. And we put it to bed. That was the only conversation that I ever had with this man, and that's on my kids.
What's your relationship with Yo Gotti?
I don't have a relationship with him. I never met him, never did any business with him whatsoever. I never met him, never did any business with him whatsoever.
Of Yo Gotti?
Yes, sir.
Now, what's your relationship with Yo Gotti?
I don't have a relationship with him. I never met him, never did any business with him whatsoever. That's why it was strange to me, all the comments and hoorah on social media accusing me of doing things that was absolutely not true, because I never had any dealings with Yo Gotti whatsoever, period.
Now, what about
Well, I tell you, these niggas will say anything, fam. Won't they?
Yeah, because Cornelius, he basically said that you and Juke conspired together with $100,000, and I guess you were supposed to give out the money or whatever, but it was Juke's $100,000, and you were supposed to give it between him and Straight Drop. Y'all was gonna break it down, and you were supposed to walk away with $20,000.
I'm gonna tell you, I was just finna say that. You know what's so crazy? Let's think about it. Anybody in their right mind, if you just sit back and analyze, if I'm the mastermind, right? and I'm putting everything together. Why the hell I gotta ask you and drop for $10,000 a piece? If anything, I'm the one issuing the money out. And as long as I've been in the street, as long as I've been hustling, if it's $100,000 play on a person like Dolph, I damn sure ain't agreeing to no $10,000 a piece. So that shit didn't even fit my character, no way.
Hey, huge shout out to everything for.
Yeah, buddy. You know, this shit is crazy to me. I tell you, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. I can't believe this man came out his mouth like this. It just, none of it's making sense. None of it's making sense, y'all. Oh, none of it is making any sense, y'all. But yeah, keep talking. Ooh, hold on a second, y'all. All right, let's check this out. Let's check this out. I don't think we've seen this one, so we're gonna go through this one.
And
okay, I think we did see this one. Don't worry about it. We're gonna find what I'm looking for. We definitely gonna find what I'm looking for. Give me a second. Yeah. But yeah, this dude. My grandma used to say, if you tell one lie, you're gonna have to tell 3, 4 more. That's a fact. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Antonio, what's the word, man? Bro got his coins for a finder's fee. And he know this, man. Cause you greedy in Memphis. Memphis ain't gonna get money off a plug by any means necessary. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it really don't. It really don't. Ooh, boy. It is gold. It is gold. I'm looking for this one clip, y'all. Yeah, where is that clip, man? Maybe it's on this one. No. It might be on this one. What's going on with it, Sharp? Salute to you, home. Yeah. So we're gonna go through this, and I know y'all done seen this one. I think they dropped this one yesterday, but I'm gonna tell you like this, bruh. Somebody that never knew somebody, never had no contact with them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. Nice try.
Came back in, we finished talking about the music, and he was just telling us exactly what we needed to do to get dropped hot to the point where it would be a go. And when he was leaving, and that's when he was approached by Cornelius and Bobby. And
Joe kind of just shrugged it off. He didn't really take it. He didn't really pay attention to it, or what?
I mean, you know,
they did get to have that conversation with him. Probably.
Yeah. He most definitely had the conversation, you know. And to my surprise, Juke didn't say, "You don't know what the you're talking about." Yeah, Juke.
How you know? Because of the fact that they went through it the whole thing, or what? Yeah, let's keep going.
Knew what he was talking about. Matter of fact, Juke asked him, how did he know that?
How do you know? Help me out, man. Oh, listen to this shit, man. Listen to this. Oh my God.
Definitely had the conversation, you know, and to my surprise, Juke didn't say, "You don't know what the you're talking about." Yeah, Juke knew what he was talking about. Matter of fact, Juke asked him, how did he know that? And he said that Dolph had an aunt or a cousin or something over there that lived by his dad, and Dolph had been bragging on the drill that he, sent some people to get up with Gotti.
So you know about the music meeting and the hit meeting. How? Can somebody break this down to me? Because they were meeting about music. It ain't nothing but music. But now you telling us what Juke said to Cornelius and Bobby Carter in a meeting that you weren't even in, Quet. Boy, you gonna talk yourself into a corner, man. I hope you ain't spending this money. I hope you ain't spending this money, squad. Cause some people might have a couple questions to ask you, man. And I don't know if Manny's gonna be so quick to pick up on this go around. This shit crazy, fam. You was not in a meeting about a hit. You were in a meeting about music. Music.
Talking about, matter of fact, you asked him, how did he know that?
How do you know it? Damn. How do Cornelius know? How do you know? And how did Straight Drop get subbed in? I believe Cornelius. I don't believe you, fam.
Yeah, he most definitely had the conversation, and to my surprise, Juke didn't say, you don't know what the you're talking about. Yeah, Juke knew what he was talking about. Matter of fact, Juke asked him, how did he know that? And he said that Dolph had an aunt or a cousin or something over there that lived by his dad, and Dolph had been bragging on the drill that he, sent some people to get up with Gotti.
If you could, with a good conscience, say this shit, then you had to have a conversation with either Cornelius or Juke about the murder of young Dolph. Jackpot. Come on, fam. What are we talking about here? How can you sit up and look at these folks in the face and tell them this bullshit? And then in the same breath say that you had nothing to do with it. Niggas think they slicker than lotion. Niggas out here just going haywire for a bag thinking they slicker than lotion.
An aunt or a cousin or something over there that lived by his dad, and Dolph had
Come on. We got to go back further than that.
Conversation, and to my surprise, Juke didn't say, you don't know what the you're talking about. Yeah, Juke knew what he was talking about. Matter of fact, Juke asked him, how did he know that? And he said that Dolph had an aunt or a cousin or something over there that lived by his dad, and Dolph had been bragging on the drill that he, sent some people to get up with Gotti. And Gotti was in the Rolls Royce bulletproof truck.
Damn.
That's what happened.
Gets deep.
Cornelius is a pillhead. He's a junkie. Agreed? He's a snitch. Agreed? Cornelius snitched on Straight Drop. Cornelius snitched on Bobby Carter. Cornelius snitched on Orange Mountain Quet. Cornelius snitched on Big Juke. But when it came to Dolph, oh hell no. I'm not finna say nothing about Dolph. Dolph off the table. So you mean to tell me Cornelius Smith that snitched on all these niggas and left Dolph out of it? Yeah, because I was over there by my dad's house And Dolph said they gave some niggas a couple $100,000 to go and knock Gotti off, and they gonna do it again. You don't think if that shit actually happened, that Cornelius, when they said it in court, he giving them folks everything he got to get a time cut, and he gonna leave that out? See, Cornelius don't hold no allegiance to nobody. We know who you got an allegiance to. Kamisha White, J Money, D Money, Trula. We know who you got an allegiance to. Cornbread ain't got an allegiance to nobody. If this shit was facts, he would have said so. Cause sorry, my nigga, I'm trying to come home. Nigga, you cap. You cap. But it's the biggest crock of shit I ever seen, fam.
All right, so what was to your knowing, what was Cornelius and Straight Drop's relationship at that time? Because you knew both of them separately, but they happened to both be at your crib the same.
Yeah. So it's like by Cornelius
the same. You knew
the small stuff. It's the small stuff, squad. Watch how he cuts Remo off when Remo starts spitting facts.
To your knowing, what was Cornelius and Straight Drop's relationship at that time? Because you knew both of them separately, but they happened to both be at your crib the same.
Yeah. So it's like,
come on, fam.
By Cornelius coming over regularly to buy pills, which that was basically my relationship with him. Some days he might try to hang around or sit around. You know how some of them do when they get sort of comfortable a little bit or whatever. Now he done got into the big bro now, you know what I'm saying, calling me big bro. So, you might sit down, roll a blunt, just chill or whatever. And of course, he might see Drop or whatever, going or coming, or they might just so happen to be there at the same time or however, but they didn't even really have a relationship, so to speak. It was more so, what's up, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, and they were never kicking it on their own or riding around or nothing like that. Wasn't so big or whatever.
All right, y'all. Let's go.
Some days he might try to, hang around or sit around. You know how some of them do when they get sort of comfortable a little bit or whatever.
Okay. This ain't your normal trap. This is this man's house where he lay his head at. He told you time and time again that Quet is a junkie. And not that Cornelius is a junkie. Lil C from around the corner is a junkie. So much so that this nigga getting pills from Quet on credit. So you just rolling up and you passing the blunt to a junkie? You letting this nigga sit on your couch? You letting this nigga sat on your couch? Y'all kicking it? Well, I've never. You gotta be kidding me. Just tell me anything. This nigga supposed to be a junkie. This nigga ain't supposed to be nothing but a pill head, a go-getter, you know what I'm saying, a store runner. But you got this nigga all up in your house, sitting back watching, you know what I'm saying, people's court and shit, smoking weed. Y'all niggas passing each other the blunt. Dolph died in 2021. So this right off the heels of COVID. So y'all niggas smoking blunts together? And you smoking with a junkie? Come on, man.
Pills, which, that was basically my relationship with him. Some days he might try to, hang around or sit around. You know how some of them do when they get sort of comfortable a little bit or whatever. Now he done got into the big bro now, you know what I'm saying, calling me big bro. So, you know, he might sit down, roll a blunt, just chill or whatever. And of course, you know, he might see.
This nigga just chilling with the junkie. God damn. Is you a hustler or not?
Drop or whatever, you know, going to comment or they might just so happen to be there at the same time or however, you know. But they didn't even really have a relationship, so to speak. You know, it was more so, what's up, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, you know, and they were never kicking it on their own or riding around or nothing like that. You know, I just think that Drop, Cornelius gave an impression to Drop that he was, you know, like that, you know, in the streets or whatever the case may be. And if what the jury said happened is true, then maybe Drop at the last minute or whatever felt like, you know, let me get somebody who say he liked that and they say he liked that and just, you know, do whatever they do.
But you know that what the jury said happened ain't true. That's why you say if. Because that shit would be Bible to me if they exonerated me from murder. But you say if the jury said what happened is true. My nigga, if the meeting between Cornelius and Bobby Carter and Jook happened, how did Straight Drop get involved? Come on, fam. Help me help you. Make it make sense.
But it was never a close relationship. I ain't never have a bond or none of that, you know, and I can adamantly say that.
You just said that you said Dolph was bragging to his cousin about the hit that he tried to do on Yo Gotti.
So when Jook asked Cornelius how did he know about the attempted hit on his brother, Cornelius said that Dolph had a cousin or an aunt that lived by his dad, and Dolph had been bragging about it, and that's how he supposedly knew about it. And that's how that went.
But it was a well-kept enough secret that you hadn't heard about it.
I hadn't even heard about it. Just think about it. It wasn't even never on social media.
It was such a well-kept secret that the nigga made it up himself.
You know, God is just so secretive. He never reported it, you know. Street nigga, he ain't gonna report it, you know, or whatever, you know. So it never made its way to the net or whatever. So, you know, I had never heard of it at that point.
But you know what you know being in the streets, and then you said you had a relationship with Dolph somewhat. You can kind of see it maybe being true. Like, why wouldn't he want to get back at somebody shooting at me?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I could see that, you know, but me being who I am, I'm thinking I would have heard that. But they just did a great job of keeping it under wraps, you know what I'm saying, you know. So it was music to my ears that the day that I heard that.
If you had to call it, what do you think?
Under wraps, you know what I'm saying, you know. So it was music to my ears that the day that I heard that.
If you had to call it, what do you think started the beef between Gotti and Dolph in the first place?
I just think
because, you know, they say he didn't sign.
Yeah, I just think that, you know, the music deal, you know what I'm saying, the potential music deal went bad. I just think when Gotti allegedly, from what Dolph said, talked down on his artists to him when he was trying to sign him, when he was like, I ain't got to hold your hand, like I got to hold Starlito hand, like I got to hold Z's hand, and you know, you got your own motion and whoop. And Dolph did a few interviews saying how Gotti was a sucker in his eyes for talking down on his artist to him to try to sign him. So I think they just, you know,
Gotti didn't say, Dolph didn't say he was a sucker. He said that was a red flag. You see this shit, bro? I'm telling you, every time he can get a jab in, he getting one. You got all the facts. When it cut to Dolph, everything is speculatory. Shout out to Quit, man.
They just played a part in it, you know, and just one thing led to another. Songs start being made, and you know, and there you have it. You know, everybody want to be like, you know, they ain't going and they superior, and don't nobody want to stand down. So I just think that's how it happened.
And you feel like the bond Dolph had with Gucci Mane, kind of like,
of course,
because at the time they were saying that, you know, I think Shakur was messing around with Yo Gotti, and messing around.
I mean, Yo did an interview and he said that, on camera. So I don't think Gotti will get on. I don't think he'll risk his reputation and all of that on camera by saying that and it ain't true.
Damn, how you know what a nigga character is and you ain't never met him, never talked to him, never had no dealings with him?
Because we've seen Gucci squash his beefs from that era of his life, you know, 2013, 2014. A lot of people he's basically patched stuff up, but there are a few notable exceptions. Gotti's one of them. Waka Flocka's one of them.
Yeah.
That we just still haven't really seen them get cool. And there was a lot of rumors or stories being told about Gotti pulling up at Gucci's house with a gun and shit like that.
I don't think that's true. I think when they had the issue back in the day about when Gucci had the issue when Gotti was supposed to drop on 10/17.
Okay, yeah.
And they had a show coming up soon, right after Gucci went on the radio or whatever it was and had his rant. And so from what I was told, Gucci didn't show up to that show because it supposed to have been like immediate smoke after that. And he didn't show up or whatever. But yeah, so you know, if he didn't squash his beef with Yo like he did everybody else, I think it's more so about the girl, his wife. And no disrespect to her, but would you be willing to squash some beef with somebody who had sex with your wife? You know, maybe while you was in prison, I don't know when it was or whatever.
Oh Lord.
How would you know? Why are you speaking on it? Yeah, Quit. The blogger coming out of Quit. I hear you. Do your thing, bro.
It's supposed to be your friend.
Especially it's like if they've disrespected your girl. Like it's one thing if maybe they slept together before you were together, but if they've been disrespectful about your girl, that's usually the thing that you can't get over.
What if it went before? What if they slept with a wife?
And then we're really talking.
Exactly. So that's probably the reason you'll never see that beef squashed.
Because you basically have to like go against his wife.
But what I don't understand is how you could be mad at Gotti and not be mad at your wife.
Yeah.
I mean,
how could anybody be mad at Gotti listening to you talk? How could anybody be mad at Gotti? Gotti is a saint. He is the first street nigga to make it to sainthood. Shout out to Gotti.
You know, I guess it's, you know, just different, you know. They move how they move, but me from where I'm from, I ain't gonna be mad at him and not be mad at her.
I mean, when I interviewed Stan G, who I don't know, is that name?
Shout out to Stan G. And too, salute to you, fam. I appreciate you. He said, my God, what's up, homie? I'm late, but I'm here. Rock out, Mars, chat, salute. Appreciate my dog in too for the donation, man, and the super chat, man. Listen, this is what I was gonna say earlier. You know, these folk don't know each other for real. They come and go, and He'll see each other. Man, shit has already came out in the trial, man. It's already came out in the trial, fam. That basically Straight Drop was, you know, trying to build some type of a bond with this dude. So when they did hop out, it wouldn't just look Keystone Copish. It wouldn't just look terrible. You know what I mean? Come on now. But you know, niggas like Quet, you know, he's slick enough. Emeralds, thank you. Thank you for the super sticker, family. I appreciate you. Real talk. I appreciate you, loved one. Thank you for the support, man. He talks about got it like you Malcolm X, Detroit Red, and some more shit. Yeah, for real.
Mean anything to you? You're a Stan G fan?
Am I a Stan G fan?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know he was anybody to be a fan of.
Well, he's a content creator, you know. We had him on here. It did pretty well. Some of the clips went pretty viral.
Yeah, that probably was more so because of you and your fan.
Okay. But anyway, one thing that Stan said, oh man, was that he said that basically like Gucci, if he doesn't like you, he will take the rappers who might have a little bit of buzz from your section and sign them and basically like kind of go out of his way to create controversy or beef with dudes from your section. And that in Stan's mind is the explanation for why certain artists from Memphis got signed to Gucci is basically because that was Gucci's way of sort of subliminally beefing with Gotti.
I think whoever that person is you're talking about is right to a certain extent because you know, for him to have it's talent all over the world, and he had hella interest in the artists here. I mean, well, in Memphis, and a lot of the artists that he signed were artists that was in, I guess, rival neighborhoods, things like that. You know, Gucci ain't dumb at all. You know, so I do think there was a way of like subliminally trying to antagonize Gotti, you know, or whatever. Like I'm going to get the talent out of your city. You supposed to be this big CEO, and you know, I can't tell, I guess, so to speak.
And it's like from Gucci's perspective, it's like if he could spend $20K, $30K, whatever it might be to sign an artist, and then basically create like a permanent thorn in the side of a major rapper that he does not get along with. I mean, that's kind of attractive. He doesn't have to get his hands dirty at all. And he basically like creates an op for him in his own city, never has to really engage with it, but also knowing that the rapper realistically is not going to say no to this big opportunity.
Exactly. You know, and it also created a sense of protection too, especially if you come to Memphis, you know, so, you know, cause you know, Gucci, he signed some credible street dudes, you know, FTO said.
Never win it, Dolph. Or never win it, Gotti.
Can't forget the other one. I forget.
Shiesty?
Blue Shiesty.
Yeah, for sure, Shiesty. Yeah, for sure, Shiesty. Yeah, that was, you don't even have to mention Shiesty's name.
That was like the greatest success of his current 1017.
Yeah, FTO said Pooh Shiesty. Shit. Big Scar. Yeah. So that claim, it don't hold water. It don't hold water in my opinion, gang. Bro is wild. He is wild. But he just keeps on with this. And this ain't gonna be the last interview. This is not gonna be the last interview. So just buckle up, because the story is gonna get wilder than this. I promise you they are. All right. One more, gang. Y'all hit that like button, family. If y'all haven't hit the like button, go ahead and hit the like button. And I know y'all rocking with me, because I know ain't nobody sat up in here for 2 hours if y'all ain't rocking with the squad. If you are sitting in here for 2 hours and you ain't rocking with the squad, just hit the like button. If you don't want to, hit the dislike button. I'm cool with that too. Salute to everybody, man. It ain't nothing but love. Spread love. That's the HitSquad way. I keep telling you. It ain't nothing but love on my end, Jack. Let's get into it. I seen you, T-Baby.
Well, let's switch gears. I recently did the first interview with Hernandez Govan, who just beat a murder conspiracy involving young Dolph.
Right. All right. Got to do it right. Salute to the big homie. I want to be a good man. I do like I should, man. I want to be the type of guy that drops out of the blood. Shout out to King AK.
A couple days later, after he was found not guilty by a jury, he flew to LA to do a Vlad TV interview. This was like the biggest thing on my channel. What was your take? Did you watch the interview at all?
I did. What's funny is I was actually gonna DM you, like, yo, you need to get that interview. Even though I'm a major Dolph fan, it's still a historic thing, you know what I'm saying? Especially to hear that perspective. But I did watch it. Do I believe everything he said? It doesn't really matter. But it is what it is, right?
Well, I generally believe what he said. Yes, there's probably a few things that are omitted here and there, but at the end of the day, because people like to say, oh, police were glad the young Dolph was dead and didn't want to prosecute anymore. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Police threw everything they had at Hernandez.
Yeah.
They were trying to indict him. Well, they indicted him. They were trying to convict him.
Right.
Right? They were trying to put him in prison, potentially for life, over his involvement in young Dolph's murder. They were working very closely with the family and so forth, and they were trying to lock him up. They were not going easy on him to any stretch of the imagination. But everything was laid out by the state. Every text message, every phone call, and the only witness was one of the shooters who hadn't gone to court yet. That's trying to take, some time off his own, situation, which potentially is life in prison. And the jury took less than 3 hours to deliberate. A murder case with life in prison.
Unheard of. Man, listen. Let me send a special shout out. I want to send a shout out to Miss Jones. She said, keep doing your thing, sir. I got to. I don't know no other way, Miss Jones. We're going to keep on rocking. Salute to you. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Absolutely.
What does that tell you? When a jury, look, if it's somehow gray area and those 12 jurors understand how serious the repercussions are, they would have spent at least a few days deliberating. The fact that, because his lawyer was there also, Manny Aurora, who's Gucci Mane's old lawyer, as well as Lil Durk's lawyer during the shooting case, he said it was less than 3 hours. He said if you count like the instructions and some of the, the office stuff that has to be done, it was really more like an hour and a half. So you mean to tell me that a jury that sat there and listened to every single piece of evidence came back with a not guilty plea that quickly, he's still guilty? I just don't believe it.
I mean,
hold up, before we go ahead, listen, let's get us to 100 likes in the chat, Prime. Let's get the live stream to 100 likes. If you in here and you're enjoying the content, hit the like button. Let's get to 100 likes, fam. I appreciate y'all. Go ahead, Jake.
I don't know, bro. I'm biased. I ain't gonna lie.
You're a young Dolph fan?
I fuck with Dolph, bro. Yeah. And it's like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything like that. And at the same time, it's like, you don't wish prison on people. Juk got killed. One of the shooters have life. The other one's facing it. Whatever. Whatever. And if he had anything to do with it, Even though he clarified that his daughter's death was not revenge for Dolph, it was a robbery situation. Well, if he had anything to do with it, that's your karma right there. Your daughter got killed. Other than
damn. Well, that was straight to the point, and it escalated quickly. Continue.
And that, I don't know. It is what it is, right? He didn't have nothing to do with it, great. But the fucking involvement and, you know, it didn't come out of nowhere. But
and listen, that was not a robbery. Them folks got out blowing them sticks. If you want something from somebody, you can hold them sticks and demand what you want. No, they got out blowing them sticks. That, my friends, constitutes a hit.
You beat the case, you beat the case. Live your life.
Rest in peace to Desto. That was a hit.
Well, there's some interesting parts of this case, and we talked about this during our interview. He was indicted for being a middleman between Big Juke, aka Yo Gotti's brother, and the two shooters. When he was indicted for a go-between between Juke and the murderers, Juke was still alive. So I asked him on camera, I said, please explain to me why you're indicted for a murder for hire when in the paperwork, the guy who basically hired the murderers is still walking around. Big Juke was never indicted. And his answer was, you know, listen, he's like, I don't know, but my guess is the prosecutors felt that Juke would get his brother's money to protect himself and get, you know, some serious lawyers behind him. Whereas Hernandez was relatively broke and wouldn't be able to defend himself, which is why they went after Hernandez, but not Juke. Juke got killed later on. Did the prosecution intend on charging Big Juke for the young Dolph murder? Because later on, Juke is sort of involved in this whole case that you're now in at the time.
Well, in my opinion,
like, how do they charge you but not him? How do you get indicted but Juke is still walking around? I don't get that part.
In my opinion, if they wanted to charge him, they could have. The same evidence that they said they had against me
included Juke.
They had against Juke,
right,
if not more.
Exactly.
I think I was singled out because maybe they knew I didn't have the resources that Juke had.
Oh, because his brother's Gotti.
Correct. And so, you know, with that being said, I think that the plan was to arrest me and to try to put the squeeze on me and, you know, I guess develop or help materialize whatever they were trying to do.
Explain to me that, okay? I tell you to hire a couple killers to go kill some of my enemies. You get indicted and I don't? Explain that to me.
No, I mean, that's a valid point. I don't know, bro. It's just I feel like when you're a fan of somebody, you kind of feel like fuck everybody that has something to do with it.
Okay, so you're biased. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm admitting to it. I'm not even, you know.
Yeah. And look, we went through the whole case together. Yes, there was a bunch of phone calls and text messages between Juke, Hernandez, and the two killers before the actual murders occurred. None of the text messages have anything to do with the shootings or the killings. And the phone calls were not recorded, and we have no idea what was talked about in the phone calls.
No.
The only person who says this is what we talked about was one of the killers. That's fairly weak evidence, if you ask me. You want to give someone life in prison because he talked to some of the people who did it? He admitted to knowing everybody. He admitted to knowing Juke. He admitted to knowing the two killers. That doesn't mean that he had anything to do with the shit. I know a lot. I know Big U. Me and Big U talk. Am I involved in this RICO case? No, because we didn't talk about shit. Right. We talked about shit that got nothing to do with what he went to jail for.
Did Big U plan them hits that he's been accused for in your studio? Or even outside of your studio? Just outside the door? No, he didn't. Hernandez, Govan can't say the same.
Right? But this to me was the most intriguing part of the whole interview. Like a week before they went to trial, he signed a 10-year plea deal. That plea deal was sent back to the family before the DA signed it. And the family said, we don't want to accept this. This is not enough time. So the plea deal was ripped up and he went to court only to win. So young Dolph's family basically freed him.
So I signed the deal and they took the deal and they went to the family and the family rejected it and said they didn't, no deal.
The family of young Dolph.
Family.
Oh, they have to accept that.
They have to accept
Oh.
it. They don't have to, but for whatever reason, the DA was dancing to their music.
Okay.
And so when they rejected it, it was trial because I wasn't taking the 15.
That's a fucked up way of putting it.
Well, I mean, ultimately, I think it was a good thing because if he didn't do it, he should be freed. But
There's
had
a
young
lot
Dolph's
of, there's
family
a lot
not
of
got
people that do shit that they don't have the evidence to get you on. You know what I mean?
Look,
there's a lot of technicalities. They just needed this and they didn't have it. You know, so it's like, because why would you sign off on 10 if you didn't do it?
because you're facing life. You're facing life. You've already been to prison multiple times, so prison doesn't terrify you the way it does certain people. You sign off on 10. You've already done, I think, 2 years on house arrest. And it's a state case. You could probably get 50% of the time. So you could potentially come home in 3 years, as opposed to life in prison if you blow trial. I think a lot of people would seriously consider signing that, me included. You wouldn't consider signing that?
If I didn't do it?
If you didn't do it, you're facing life.
If I did do it, I'd sign it. If I did, but if I didn't do it, I'm not signing shit. I'm going straight to trial. And there's another case that I'm sure we're going to talk about that a deal has been offered and apparently refused. I'm sure we'll get to that soon, but that's another perfect example.
Which deal? What are you talking about? Just so I know.
YNW Portland.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. Look, I would definitely consider a plea deal. If I was told, listen, sign this, you'll get out in 3 years, blow trial, you'll do life. Even if I didn't do it, I think I might sign it. Considering how bad it looks, considering my past criminal record, considering that I know everybody and how it could be presented in court and everything.
But you got $1 million lawyer. Now, if I had Handle Durham Jr., yeah, I probably would. You got Manny Aurora. That's a miracle worker right here. And he still signed it.
Anything else like that, I would seriously consider it. And I don't think it's that crazy to sign a plea deal. By the way, have you ever heard of somebody signing a plea deal and the DA ripping it up and going to court?
They rejected my plea deal.
What do you mean?
The state offered me a plea deal in my case in Boston that I had for assault with a firearm. They said I was chasing somebody with a gun. They came up with a plea, a probation plea, and I was like, yeah, I'll take that. 2.5 years probation. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Fucking sign whatever. They brought it to the judge. The judge rejected it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you get plea deals that the judge could ultimately throw out? That's a thing?
It's an offer.
Oh.
It's an offer, and the final decision is this. So they offered me 2.5 years probation. And he was basically like, well, this is a gun case in which they said you're chasing somebody with a gun trying to rob them. And a year ago, you just got released from prison for another firearm case. The judge told me you need to go back to prison. Some time elapsed. They ended up still giving me that same plea, but he added on, I'm going to give you the 2.5 years probation with a 2.5 year suspended sentence and a promise that if you violate once, you're doing the whole 2.5 years. I don't give a fuck if it's the last month. You're going to do the entire 2.5 years. And that was my sentence. So they can reject it. They can send it back. They can alter it. They can whatever the fuck they want to do.
Yeah, I guess due to my ignorance of this whole kind of situation, I just assumed that once the DA brings you a plea deal and you sign, that at that point they've already countersigned and it's ready to go. But I guess that's not the case.
Well, the final approval would be through the judge.
Right. But have you ever heard of like the family of the victim getting a plea deal thrown out after it was signed?
I haven't personally. But I guess that happens. I don't know.
Yeah. Look, man, at the end of the interview with Govan, if you watch it, I say multiple times, you need to move out of Memphis.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You need to get out, you need to get out, you need to get out. And you know what he says, which I've heard so many times before by people who ended up dying afterwards? I know how to move. Is there a priority for you to move out of Memphis?
It's something that I want to do. I mean, I was wanting to move out of Memphis prior to this, you know what I'm saying, this situation even, happening. It's still a goal of mine. It's just because, I outgrew Memphis a long time ago. So, am I leaving Memphis tomorrow or next week? No, I'm not. Am I hiding from anybody? No, I'm not. Is it a goal of mine to move me and my kids from Memphis, Tennessee at some point? Of course it is.
All right, well, if that happens, I'm sure me and you are going to talk about it, and I'm going to make a video on it, and it is what it is.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. You playing. He's shooting dice with his life by staying there. I don't know what he be thinking, but yeah, you shooting dice with your life by staying in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know that the Bluff City is also the rock you to sleep city. So when you think it's all dried up, there it go, splat.
Yeah. Mo3 told me that. FBG Duck told me that. You may know how to move, but you don't know how other people are moving.
Bro, I'll get security. I don't give a fuck about what people think. I'll come in here with the fucking Navy SEALs. I don't give a fuck about that. Yeah, I'll get security, bro. They can do all that gang. Oh, I know how to move. All right. I'm not going to no fucking Memphis. I'm not going to no fucked up area. I'm not doing I'm in bougie shit. I was just in Europe. I'm going over there. I don't want to fucking go to the hoods and I'm straight.
Yeah, look, as big of a figure as Dolph was in Memphis and the number of murders and shootings that occurred over his murder.
Yeah.
With as many fans as Dolph has, all you need is one stupid fan to take it upon themselves to avenge young Dolph's death. Just one stupid, mentally retarded, autistic, lives at home with his mom at 35 years old type fan to go and get his dad's gun and go and shoot you. Like, that's all.
Fam, that's what y'all do. You ain't gotta worry about nobody of that ilk doing nothing to Govan. Dolph helped people. Dolph gave to people. Dolph had people that was around and they wanted just as much for him as they wanted from him. That's why you got to get out of there. You talking about you cool with daddy, all right? We don't see. Like I said before, the same way that Juke and them rocked Dolph to sleep, that door swing both ways, family. Believe it.
All you need. Like you've seen stupid shit like this before. I remember at one point, Hillary Clinton had this whole conspiracy theory called Pizzagate, where this certain pizza restaurant, I think in Connecticut, they say was being used to traffic children. Some guy walked in there with a gun, to try to free the kids. I think he shot up the place. Like, you see stupid shit happening based on perception and conspiracy and the internet and social media and so forth. So me personally, when I beat that case, I'll tell my kids, Dad is going to love you from a different state. We're going to go to Atlanta. We're going to go to Florida somewhere. We'll go to California. We'll go in the middle of nowhere. But walking around Memphis right now, because the sad part is that, me personally, I believe, I don't think he really had anything to do with it. And if he did, he was like, okay, I'll tell you why I believe. I think maybe 4 months before the trial, Me and him were already talking about doing the interview. He reached out to me. We were having off-the-record conversations, and I asked him what happened. He kind of broke down the whole situation. So here's a guy that's facing a murder case, that's talking freely to a journalist over a phone call, that's basically saying, I didn't have nothing to do with this.
No.
He was really confident. Like, if I had did it, like, there's no way I'd be talking to anybody about this. I would shut up and let my lawyers do their job because I'm facing life in prison. But he was like, yeah, that they're about to drop it. I didn't have nothing to do with it. These guys came over and they were talking about how there's a hit on Young Dolph there's a hit on Yo Gotti from Young Dolph. And I'm like, listen, I ain't trying to have nothing to do with this shit. That's between y'all. Like, you know, and he was telling me all this stuff ahead of time. And ultimately he ended up going to trial. But he was telling me like, yo, they're going to drop it. There's no evidence about me having anything to do with it. So honestly, based on our personal conversations and everything came out on camera, I don't think he really had anything to do with it. And if he did, I think it was so slight that you saw what happened in court. And that's that.
Man, listen. I can see how somebody like that can pull the wool over Vlad's eyes. But what I can tell you is all of these other lies that has come forth since he interviewed with Vlad, crazy work. So, yeah, man. Everybody entitled to their own opinion. And they entitled to it without getting ridiculed for it. So salute to Vlad. We appreciate the interview. But from my vantage point, yeah, guilty of sin, bro. You beat it. So it is what it is. As these interviews come out, we're going to review them. We're going to go over each and every one of them, and we're going to catch all the lies. Because that's all that's been told is a bunch of lies and a bunch of innuendo, propaganda, slander toward Adolph Thornton Jr. And that's real talk. Nothing but facts. You know what I'm saying? Mojo Money Major, what's going on with it? He said even 1090 Snake looking at him funny. Yeah, man, everybody know. Just because you beat a case don't mean that you not guilty. Nah. These people laid the groundwork. They laid the groundwork for this man to beat this case. They didn't take him serious. You know what I'm saying? And when he brought in Manny Aurora, that's when it got wicked. It was like, oh shit. Even Paul Hagerman backed off of the situation. And they dog walked the prosecution. Yeah, what it is, man. Crazy work, man. But yo, that's my time. We've been here for over 2 hours, man. I just wanted to rock out with y'all on some of the current events that have been happening. We're going to keep on watching this situation with that little dude, David, because I'm telling y'all, he is cooked, man. He is cooked, fam. Salute to everybody in the building, everybody that was rocking with us tonight. Salute to Chevy Blue for the Cash App. Salute to N2 for the super chat. Salute to M Rose for the super sticker. Man, thank y'all, fam. This is what we do. Content. Yeah, content reactions. And if y'all not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. If you hadn't hit the like button, hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy, the Alabama Hitter. And until the next time we decide to spin, I'm in the win. Salute to the hitters. We gone, Jack.
Yeah, 4 diamond rings on. M's on top of M's when I came home. My little bitch, she ratchet, yeah. Bend her over, stab it. Y'all was down thick. Let a pussy nigga have it. I be dead fresh. Bitch, close casket. I got money habits. Tragic. You see the pounds, now you don't. Trap, nigga, match. 1,000 pounds gone. If I make it, man, me disappear. Am I wrong? Getting head on the E way, I just hope I make it home. Bitch ratchet just like Trina, but she fan like me alone. She bad and she a savage, yeah. Pretty and she nasty, yeah. Do she call me daddy, yeah. Met her in Louisiana, fucked her down in Dallas, yeah. Doubt that you get your first million sending things from Cali, yeah. All we know is trapping, yeah. 100 rounds in traffic, yeah. Hey. Trap, 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 count, 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 count it, count, 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 it's all there, count, 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 hey, count, hey. If your bitch look good, then I might take her. Yeah, yeah. I just fuck them now. I don't wanna date her. Yeah, yeah. Nigga, where your cake? You look like Captain Saver. Where your cake? You look like Captain Saver. Yo, man, it's water, shit, for real. Yo.